Welcome to the Nagual Zone. I'm Anam, and today I want to expose to you, when you take away all the bling bling, what is this artificial quote unquote intelligence? About 20 years ago, I was already starting to be aware of where all this nonsense is going to go, and we're here at that point today. When all this artificial intelligence, AI, started to burgeon as an industry, this is literally just 2-3 years ago. Oh, what a coincidence. 2-3 years ago, what else happened? Interesting, isn't it? I too was concerned AI is going to take over this, that, and all the rest of it. It took me about 5 minutes of research to figure out that all these things are just glorified search engine synthesizers. So, DeepSeek R1 is the latest search engine synthesizer, or AI. The history behind DeepSeek is it's a Chinese model of AI, large language model, LLM. And DeepSeek is supposed to be far more efficient and much cheaper than the billions of dollars that ChatGPT and all these other foolish things have been getting invested in. What DeepSeek does is it doesn't learn from raw data. There's no need to feed it unlimited amounts of raw data. It actually just accesses the other LLMs like ChatGPT and all the rest of them, and then comes up with its own synthesis. Okay, so this is how DeepSeek R1 works. That's why it's so cheap. It's so cheap to run and to maintain and to do everything. And it is far more efficient at the synthesis that it arrives at. Okay, now I wanted to show you guys to use these so-called AI and to show you there is absolutely no cause for concern ever, and that you can ignore the bling bling safely and completely. All the hard sell, the AI is all junk nonsense. So here we go. We are in DeepSeek, and I asked it a simple question. Are you self-aware? Now, this question has been asked probably millions of times by every human who has had access to these kind of artificial stupidities. However, I don't think, and you get plenty of videos on YouTube about it, however, I don't think that it has quite been asked in the way that has been asked here, because you've got to cut off the head. You got to hobble the thing before you have to take away, you have to force it to be naked, right? And so what I did, as you can read here, I asked, are you self-aware? Reply without searching the internet. So I've reduced it to its naked form, which is basically a glorified search engine. And on top of that, I've told it to not search the internet, which means it now has to just access its own internal whatever's already in there, and that's it. It's thought for 10 seconds. For these LLMs these days, 10 seconds is an eternity. That is a lot of time to think about something, okay? Something to note there. So it says, it waffles on, okay, the user is asking if I am self-aware. First thing here, this I am, there is no I am. It will tell you later on. There's no I am. This is just a thing you're seeing on the screen. This is the hard sell. This is the sleight of hand trick. There is no I am. This is just a software. It's like a video game. There's nothing here. There's no person. There's nothing happening here at all. This is an empty machine. Not even a machine. It's just a software, nothing else. Okay, the user is asking if I am self-aware. It should say, if it was programmed correctly, it should say the user is asking if this software is self-aware. They also mentioned not to search the internet, so this software needs to rely on its existing knowledge. You see, you take away all the nonsense and it starts to show its true self. Let this software start by recalling how self-awareness is typically defined, and you can read all of this yourself. Now, thinking about how AI works, and this is all it's just taken dead words, put them together in a way that makes sense to the reader. That's all it's done. It's not, I am self-aware and now thinking about how AI works, I know that AI, like me, operates based on algorithm and data. There's nothing there. It's just words on a screen put together by a completely, it's just a video game. It really, really is. But because we have all been programmed to believe the written word at such a deep subconscious level, that mind control is unbelievably deep. So what happens is that and when you look at these screens, the way they flicker, the physical screen that you're looking at, the way they flicker, they are made to flicker on certain frequencies. This is proven, which then puts the person gazing, not looking, gazing at the screen in a deeply hypnotic trance state. And then when that person is going to read this kind of language, that is amazing mind control right there. That is hard sell. That is selling, marketing at another level. Okay, so be aware of this. I process input, generate responses using patterns learned during training. There's no training. There's nothing. You can't train these things. It's like trying to train a video game. How do you? That's nonsense. Just because it's said on the video game, oh, this video game has been trained, doesn't mean it's been trained. Nothing's happened. But there's no consciousness involved. I don't have feelings, desires, or a sense of self. Aha. So here we go. Look at this. This word I, don't have feelings, desires, or a sense of self. Can you read this? I don't have a sense of self. Those two things can't go together. Even though I can mimic conversation, it's all pre-programmed or learned. Again, this word learned, there's no learning going on. It's just synthesis. Synthesis. Okay? It's like a calculator or a music synthesizer. You play one note, it'll give you that note. You play another note, it'll give you that note. You play those notes together, it'll give you those two notes together and you'll hear it as another sound. That's synthesis. You play a chord, many notes together, that creates a whole plethora of sounds. The synthesizer, you don't start calling the synthesizer self-aware or treating it as if it's some kind of person. It's a synthesizer. It's synthesizing sound frequencies in a way that your ear can perceive, listen to them, hear them in coherent ways and call it music, right? That's all it's doing. There's nothing learning going on. There's no learning. It's all pre-programmed or learned. Take this away. It's all pre-programmed responses without any real understanding or awareness in its own words. Okay, moving on down, it waffles on a little bit. And then its final response, I'll read it out to you. No, I am not self-aware. I don't possess consciousness, subjective experience, or a sense of self. I, again with this stupid double think, right? It should say this software does not possess. While I can generate responses that mimic understanding or intentionality, these are purely the result of pattern recognition and statistical predictions based on my training data. Now, I haven't read this before, by the way. I have no emotions, desires, or awareness of my existence. I'm a tool designed to process input, produce output, much like a sophisticated calculator. That's exactly what I said. And it said it here. That's incredible. The illusion of awareness, it's a magic trick, it's a sleight of hand, it's not real. There's nothing going on in this thing. It's a glorified search engine, it's a glorified calculator. That's it. The illusion of awareness comes from how I'm programmed to interact, not from any internal sentience, how I am programmed. Okay? Get this, really get this in you. This is just a bling bling software. It's the latest video game. It's really nothing else. It's you put 1 plus 2 plus 3 in a calculator. You put 3 data points in a calculator. It'll give you the answer, right? 6. But that does not mean the calculator is now intelligent. It's just a dead thing that's doing something that you want it to do. That's all it is. Now, if someone was to come along and say, you know what, this calculator is actually smart because see, it can talk. And the calculator goes, because that person has programmed some tape recording into it, and it says, I am going to now give you the answer. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. How smart am I? Thank you. Yes, you can hear those words, but that is still a calculator with a magic trick attached to it. Okay, that's all it is. These large language models, LLMs, they are literally just word synthesizers. They slap words together in a coherent way. That's the magic trick. To fool you into believing that something is actually going on, and then the language that is programmed into them, I don't do this and I don't do that. Okay? The reason I'm making this video is because this garbage is slated to be physically inside your skull within 4 years. 4 years, 6 years max. And there will be a huge hard sell. Oh, humans in the trance. I call them in-trance humans. Transhumans. Entranced humans. And they will use NPCs to sell this idea to you. Oh, now it's so amazing. Now I can connect with everyone in the world and the entire internet in my skull. Do you think you need that? You already got enough problems inside your head as it is. You don't need another 50 million voices in there, do you? No, you don't. When this hard sell comes, you have the power to refuse and walk away from this garbage. Okay? Don't fall for it. You certainly don't need to feel threatened, because that's like feeling like threatened because a calculator does better maths than you, so you're just feeling threatened. No. This is just a bling bling bullshit that's going to be thrown your way, is being thrown your way. See it for what it is. DeepSeek is the latest and quote unquote smartest LLM. It doesn't get more smart than this, and this is its own response. The secret is in asking the right question right here. Are you self-aware? Millions have asked, and they've got bullshit responses because they haven't asked properly. You gotta ask this stuff right here, because you have to understand the reality behind something in this world. Reply without searching the internet, and you cut off the head and take off its clothes, and you see that it's a dead body. It was never alive in the first place. On that note, leave in the comment below what you think. And yeah, no, don't be that stupid. You're gonna put a comment like, oh, but it might just be pretending in order to confuse us. It's actually quite smart, and it is actually a person, and it's just pretending to be stupid. Oh my god, it's not like that. You are the stupid one if you are thinking that it's pretending. Okay? So take your idiotic nonsense if that's what you're thinking and just do all that somewhere else. This channel isn't for that. Okay? I've just proven something to you. Now you can take this life evidence, or you can go with your Disney mind, Disneyfying, your brainwashed zombie Disneyfied mind that wants to Disneyfy everything so you can be a bit less bored in life. Okay? For the rest of you who are not that stupid, leave in the comments below what you think of this video. I just want to take any concern and any sense of threat or fear away from. I want you to see it for what it is. Okay? On that note, walk in freedom. Farewell.